This week in God Created Everything, we're going to think a bit about the birds, and in particular, we're looking at garden birds. I don't know about you, but during lockdown, when we've been at home more, we've been spending more time looking out of the window. Sometimes looking out of the window just seems a little bit more interesting than homeschooling or working at home. And we've made a list of all the different birds that we've seen in our garden recently. Perhaps you have some of these birds or all of these birds coming into your garden too. This week we're going to talk about one bird in particular. Can you guess which one it is? Perhaps you didn't think that we were going to choose the house sparrow. It looks like a very small, insignificant bird, but actually very interesting to watch. We seem to have a lot of house sparrows in our garden. Sometimes we've counted up to 15 house sparrows. There are many interesting facts to know about sparrows. They're very sociable and often nest close together. They only live a short period of time for 3 years, but they're the most common garden bird in Britain, with there being over 10.6 million sparrows in the UK alone. They're very small and only weigh 30 grams, and they like to make their nests near people's houses, which is why they are called house sparrows. Sparrows are so sociable, they even like to take baths together to make themselves clean. And you may have noticed that in summer, they like to take dust baths in the soil in your garden to remove any parasites. You may have noticed, but this time of the year, sparrows start mating and making nests, and the female will want to lay her eggs. The male has to attract a mate first of all. His feathers go brighter and glossier, and he finds a nesting spot, maybe in the bird box or under the roof of the houses, and he'll start chirping really loudly to try and attract a female. When a female comes along, he'll chirp even louder and noisier to encourage her to come to him and make a nest with him together. Not all animals seem to like the sparrows. Sparrows are very small birds, and sometimes the other birds might pick on them. Once or twice we've had a sparrowhawk coming into our garden looking for his lunch, and when the magpies are out, you might notice that the sparrows like to keep well away from them because sometimes the magpies aren't very kind to them. But did you know that there's even a verse about sparrows in the Bible? It says that sparrows aren't sold or none of them fall to the ground without God noticing. And if God notices the sparrows, he notices us a lot more. Isn't it amazing that the God who created the whole world cares about us? When we think about the sparrows, it's important to remember that
God created everything.